Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is just try to set up the interface. So I've created a project called Assignment 15. Within this project, I want to create a new class. I'm going to call this class Can You Hear Me Now? Now this initial layout or interface, user interface, isn't going to have anything on it except for just a button that's going to be just a start-stop button. So this is going to be a JFrame, so we're going to extend JFrame like we normally do. We're going to have a main method like normal. In the main method, we're going to create an instance of the class like normal. We're going to set the size of it. Oh, let's make it, let's just make this a small one. I'm just going to set it to be 150 by 150. All it's got to have on it is a button. And I'm going to try and keep this simple. Oh, I never imported JFrame, so let me hover up here, import JFrame, and then go ahead and add default serial version ID. And it's just your normal general creation stuff, right? So once I set size, what do I want to do? I want to say ch.set resizable to false. I want to set the default close operation to JFrame, exit on close, and I want to set visible to true. Okay, and that's all the normal stuff in main for a JFrame, and we're going to have a constructor. So we're going to say public, can you hear me now? And this time I'm going to make this something with some widgets on the screen and not have a paint method inside of my JFrame. I usually either do one or the other. I either put buttons and knobs and switches and sliders right on the JFrame, or I just give the JFrame a paint method. So in this case, I'm going to have some buttons. So I'm going to say button, and I'm going to call it on, off, button. And whenever and I'll make it private, I've got to import button. Whenever I create an instance variable, I generally try to initialize it in the constructor. So I'm going to say on, off, button equals new button. And we'll just, the text on the button is going to say on, off. Nothing too fancy. And then I want to position the button. I'm just going to say on, off, dot set bounds. Whoops. On, off button, dot set bounds. Let's see, I'm going to put it at, I don't know, 20 by 20, 20 over in the X, 20 down on the Y. We'll give it a width of maybe 100 and a height of maybe 15. And whenever we add widgets, I just like to say this dot set layout manager, or set layout to null, because we're just going to set bounds. That's just the way I do things. There is a way to do layout managers, and there are some really nice things about layout managers. I just never learned how to use them. So if you want to learn that, you can learn it on your own. It's important to be aware that there's another way of doing things. It's just not the way that I do things. So once we've set the bounds, we need to add it to the JFrame. So we say this dot add the on-off button. And we need to do something when the button is clicked. So I'm going to say on off button add action listener. Whoops, I missed it. Dot add action listener this. Now it's going to give me an error message because my JFrame that my Can You Hear Me Now application hasn't implemented action listener. So I'm going to hover over this and I'm going to say, does it give me the option for implement action listener? How about I just type it? Up here I'm going to type in implement action listener. And it's going to tell me I need to import it, so go ahead and import it. It's going to tell me I need to add the unimplemented methods, so I go ahead and add them. And by implementing the action listener, that got rid of the error message here where it was saying that the thing I was adding wasn't an action listener. Now if I come down here, now you may notice that there are some little marks in this side thing. The blue ones, this means that there's something that I have to do down there. Sometimes I'll see red ones and it'll mean that there's some error in the code. And I can drag my scroll bar down and see what it is that I need to do. At this point, I'm just trying to create the interface, all right? Not any of the actions. And so I think my interface is done. Let's test it and see. Okay, so I've got an on-off button. Doesn't do anything yet. That's okay. In the next video, we'll learn how to connect a microphone and speaker. Okay, so we're going to read from the microphone and just send it directly to the speaker. Nothing real complicated at the moment. Thank you.